PSA Apple One Premier Bundle only available in US, UK, Canada, and Australia. MacRumors. iPhone 12 Pro battery life test complete. Bad news for gamers. PhoneArena. NASA secures sample of asteroid Bennu to send home to Earth. CNET. An Earth-sized rogue planet discovered in the Milky Way with video nanowork. 28 places where coronavirus rates are falling as millions plunged into strict Tier 3 lockdowns. Chronicle Live. PlayStation CEO thinks VR's bright future is still years away. Engadget. PS5 vs Xbox Series 10 data reveals early winner, and it's not even close. Tom's Guide. The Philae lander has revealed one final mystery from beyond its cometary grave. Science Alert. PocketNow Daily. New Galaxy S21 Ultra leaks. Extra camera. Video. PocketNow. NASA spacecraft collects up to 4.5 pounds of asteroid to be sent to Earth. Global News.